Hello everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. Just in case we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. We're keeping things short and sweet today. We're gonna focus on our legs, our lower body. So find some space to move and let's get started. So we will begin today in butterfly. So if you want to bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide. Some length through the spine. You might have your hands on the ground behind you. Might have your hands on your legs, your knees, maybe even we will add a tip forwards here if it feels good to do so. Can even sway slowly the shoulders. Just noticing the hips. And you might end up staying here for a little bit. And you can also sit back up nice and tall and then maybe take your left foot and stack it on top of the right one. Just see how that feels. Again, maybe the hands are behind you, supporting you, pressing into the ground to take some weight off of the low back. Maybe hands on the legs, the knees. Maybe you're able to tip forwards from here too, but just see how it feels. Maybe a sway through the shoulders feels nice on your hips. If you did stack your feet, just sit back up so that you can switch. Maybe the right foot on top this time. Reset, lengthen the spine. And maybe eventually tipping forwards for a few breaths. How does this side feel compared to the other side? Right hip versus the left. If you are folding forwards, let's start to lift back up. You can uncross the feet. We can even bring our knees all the way back together. You can give them a hug or a squeeze. Maybe take a rock side to side. And then we will be sending our right leg out long. Left foot to the inner thigh. Lengthen the spine, sit tall here, point your toes up. You can stay seated tall. You can tip forwards in almost everything that we do today. You can also sway. Sway the shoulders in everything that we do today. Might change the stretch that you feel through your leg. But of course, it is totally optional. If you are folding forwards right now, just start to make your way back up. We're going to send our left leg out, right foot, inner thigh, switching sides. Lengthen, point your toes up, and maybe you are folding forwards. Maybe you're adding a gentle sway. One more breath here, and then if you are folding forwards, you can start to lift back up again. Your knees can come together. Give them a squeeze. Take a rock side to side. We're going to be coming over onto our hands and knees. Tabletop. And then we're going to set up a lunge. So our left foot is going to be coming forwards. If you need a little extra cushion under your right knee, you can roll your mat over. Or add something else. But sinking into a nice low lunge here so you feel the right hip flexor. The top of that right quad. Now you can keep your left foot in the middle of the mat, or you can heel toe it off to the side. Maybe turn your toes out a little. Let your knee come out a little bit too for a lizard lunge. sinking into the hips. If you're lucky, you'll still feel that right hip flexor, but you'll also feel your left leg too. Now, just an option here. Should you want to add your right quad into this, you might start to lift the foot, and you might even reach for the foot. Left hand, right foot. If you did add that right quad into it, just squeeze the leg a little bit so that you can slowly bring your foot back down. Hands to the ground, and if you did find lizard, heel toe your foot back into the middle of the mat, and then we're just going to send our hips back for a moment, a little half split. But maybe you can push your foot down into the ground, feel the top of the ankle, maybe even the shin a little bit. You might be lifting up a little higher through the chest. You might be lowering the chest. Just another breath here, and then you can bend your left knee just enough so that you can find tabletop again. Bring that knee back. Maybe give your hips a gentle sway side to side, and then we'll be switching so the right foot can come forward. Start with your foot in the middle of the mat, maybe rolling your mat over for that left knee, that back knee to have a little extra cushion. Find your hip flexor. Stay here maybe, or you can heel toe your foot over to the right, knee out to the side too. Hands under the shoulders, sinking into the hips. And maybe that left foot, that back foot will lift. You don't have to reach for it. You could squeeze the leg to lift it up, or maybe you are able to catch the foot and give it a little extra hug towards your glute, a little extra quad stretch. Nicely done, you guys. Let that left foot come back down. If you do have it lifted, nice and slow. Bring your right foot back to the middle, back to your lunge. And then you can send the hips back. Lengthen the front leg and maybe push your foot down. Try to touch all of your toes to the ground. Do you feel the ankle, the shin, or is it all hamstring, all calf? Just notice. You can take another breath here, and then start to bend back into the front knee so that you can find tabletop once again, and maybe give the hips a little bit of a sway side to side. We are just going to sit down. Legs in front of us again. You can give the knees a little hug or a squeeze if you want to, though. And then one final butterfly. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Lengthen your spine and maybe folding forwards. So feel a little bit different than the first one we did. Can you let your shoulders fall away from your ears? Maybe you're still swaying the shoulders a little bit. If you are folding forward, you can start to slowly lift again. You can help your knees come together as well. Give them a squeeze. Awesome work, you guys. That is it. That is all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, namaste.